Anywho, how is everybody this fine evening? Hopefully, everybody's having a good night. It is, of course, Monday night, which means it's time for yet another Toypixx live stream. And should be exciting. We have some craziness to talk about. As you can see from the thumbnail, I'm really thinking Mattel came to play. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what everybody else's thoughts are as we continue on. By the way, tonight, bubbly. This is what's it called? Coconut pineapple bubbly. Basically, it's just carbonated water with the very smallest of hints of flavor. So what are you guzzling this fine evening? So that'll be a very simple question for those of you catching this on the replay. Do you think, based on what we're seeing from Motu Chronicles from Mattel, do you think that they're going to treat the DC Collectors line right? Just curious about that. Want to know those things? Let us know. Now, let's hop on over to ye old chat. Shall we? I feel like I'm still struggling to find words. I exercised today, and it's the first time in far too long, and I'm still kind of catching my breath. Very strange. And it was only body weight exercises. I'm weak when I don't exercise for quite some time. Anyway, Sci-Fi George, greetings and toytations, everyone. Greetings and toytations, Sci-Fi. Good to see you, man. Well, yet another figure for the Mythic Legions RPG has been shown, a skeleton warrior. Speculation amongst the Legionnaires is that possibly all the characters shown on the cover of the RPG book will be made. In other Mythic Legions news, Bodvar, the big brown bear mount, is massive. Weighs close to 4 pounds, holy crap, and has some pretty good articulation, particularly the head and neck area. Now, on to the bad news. There's been consistent reports from tubers such as The Amazing, Dorklayer, Billy Beige Customs, and members of the Cabal have all stated that 2 to 3 claws, from the back, front, or even both have arrived broken off in the package. Oh, that's going to leave a mark. Hopefully, this issue can be fixed for the polar bear version due out with the horrors of Eisenhart Wave. Mafex has shown off Venom 2099, Negative Zone Spider-Man, and one other that currently escapes me at the moment. Moff Gideon, sir. Moff Gideon. You all know my stance on Mafex. They're just an upscale, higher quality, higher priced version of CT toys. Oh, Sci-Fi, you're killing me, Smalls. Let's see, were they out for sure? But who's counting trivialities like that? Anywho, ZoloCon is coming up this weekend, so expect more new then. Bobby Bala will debut his The Black character that also glows in the dark. Not sure when he'll be available for sale on the site yet. I was in a rush last week when I reported on the gear. The Gear 10 from Action Force. I need to make corrections upon further inspection. The exclusive figure comes in green and black, not black and gray. My gosh, man, there goes your news cred. I kid, of course. I mentioned that the figure doesn't have any weapons. That is true, but there are guns and knives that are removable within the gear itself, as well as extra mags, leg holsters, and helmets. Let's see, Action Force and 3POA are written on the tin next to dates, but I'm not sure what they're referring to. All the belts are clippable. The figure itself is easy to take apart to customize. I likes it. Well, that's the bi-weekly rundown for today. Now, back to you, Dave. Ain't no party like the Esteemed Chat Party. Party on and be excellent. Be excellent to each other. Good times. Sci-Fi, thank you again, man. Always appreciate you coming in with a rundown. I saw some of it. I didn't see all of it, so it's a huge help. Mr. Spencer, hola, drinking my last cherry Coke. Need to go to the store. Oh, no, man, you can't be running out of cherry Coke. That is, in fact, the good stuff. Star, hey, guys. Hey, Star, good to see you tonight, man. Outback, what's going on, Jace? Good day, everyone. Glad to be back for another stream. Awesome work on your latest Under the Lights video too, Dave. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it, man. It was fun to do. I'm having a lot of fun with those things. We're gonna keep them going. I'm hoping to do them once a week, but we'll see. We'll see what the schedule allows. All right. So that's where we're at so far in the chat. My fear is that I fixed what was going on with X. Hang on, I gotta double check X and make sure all's kosher here. Okay, it is all kosher. Game on. But my fear is because it's running on X as well as YouTube, the live stream, or as well as StreamYard, my fear is that it's making that might be part of why things are coming in blocks. That is upsetting and sadness, in fact. But we're going to keep it going. I want to make sure that everybody on X gets a chance to see these as well. So we might just have to wait for the blocks to show up. What I'm going to do then is I'll go over a figure at a time, see what everybody's saying, see what everybody's stoked about, and we'll go from there. I'll wait for the blocks to show up and we'll continue chatting. Ooh, speaking of, here's a block right now. Sci-fi. Also, lots of people have been using the blue-suited agent/enemy from Fresh Monkey Fiction to create hooded Cobra Commander minus the dark sunglasses. The blue-suited figure would make for a great Clark Kent stand-in. Ooh, it might. I didn't even think of that. That's not a bad call there, Sci-fi. Dang it, man. Now I have to think. Paul, what's going on, man? Good to see you tonight. Hello, Brandon. Nice to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. Let's keep this train moving. Looks like you were right, Dave. The Takara TF Overgear figs pre-orders at BBTS are back up and at a lower price than previously shown. BBTS must have gotten a new supplier. I think what happened there, Star, is Hasbro Pulse is now carrying those same figures. So BBTS was like, oops, we better concentrate on competing maybe with this price or at least coming close. So yeah, I think I guessed it, but then I went back and I looked at TFW 2005, kind of skimming through some comments, and it looks like they pretty much knew it was going to happen anyway. So I fired off my educated guess. They fired off their actual knowledge. So yeah, I think that's why they came down in price. Star, hey, Paul, Brandon, Outback. Yes, thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Keeping the people involved. It's good, John. So taxes were more than I thought. Thanks, U.S. government. Should I get Doom or Nightcrawler? Doom. Done. Sorry, that's just what I figured. Nightcrawler looks good, but I don't know if we'll be able to say he's the definitive Nightcrawler. But I think we can say that Doom is the definitive Doom. So if it's me, I'm picking Doom. What's everybody else thinking? All right. Let's hop on over right now to, let's see, which one is he? There we go. First off, we have some Mafex reveals, ladies and gentlemen. We have Negative Zone Spider-Man. These pictures, all the ones we're going to look at, come to us courtesy of Luna Park Store on Instagram. So yeah, the Spidey's looking pretty cool. I don't know if he's just a straight repaint of the one I've got, which is just your classic suit Spider-Man with the bright reds and blues, the one that didn't come with a Peter Parker head, and that is not the comic version. So anyway, it might be that he's a little different. I have heard that as they've progressed with their Spider-Man figures, they're getting a lot better as far as articulation and proportionally and all that stuff. I will say, if you look at this bottom middle picture here of Spidey, those look like pretty good proportions on the figure. I'm thinking that might be, let me look at that a little closer. Look at my Spidey. I don't know. Those might be at least thicker arms. I know Medicom is not as likely to just straight up repaint a figure as other companies are. So you might want to look at this. If you're a hardcore Mafex Spider-Man fan, might need to check this thing out. It does look like they haven't done anything different with webs. Like those are all the same pieces I've got with my Spideys. And then I'm assuming, let's see, we've got fists, we've got flat hands, I'm sure we've got some flips, thwips. Although, coming out of there, yeah, that looks like it's a thwip hand. So we've at least got 3 or 4 sets of hands coming with them as well. We know that, I'm going to keep going here. Good shot there. These are just larger versions. We know we've got 2 heads with Spidey. So that's what we've got as far as the negative zone Spider-Man. Is anybody big time into this look? Are you going to be picking this guy up? Let me know in the comments. And now let's jump down to said comments. Paul, thank you, man. Always appreciated, guys. Let's go. What's up, Uncarded? Good to see you tonight, man. Go Flint. I mean, I know that's usually when you jump in, you want to make sure that the world knows just how great Flint really is. So thank you for popping by to remind me to tell everybody. Now, I'm going to linger a little bit because things are coming in blocks. I'm going to linger a bit on Spidey, see what else we can find. So we've got, yeah, definitely thwips. We've got, okay, so we definitely have the thwips. We have kind of the flat hands a little bit. Those aren't totally flat, but we might get those. We've definitely got fists. So we know, oh, wait, and here we go with holding the web as well, grippers. So we know we have at least 4 hands, 4 sets of hands for the Mafex Spider-Man here, the negative zone Spider-Man. Now, the one I've got also has magnetic feet and magnetic hands, 1 set of each. So who knows? I mean, that would be pure speculation territory for me to jump in here and say, maybe he'll come with that. I don't know. So just be on the lookout. I'm sure we'll get more information, probably maybe even later today, but it should be coming in the next day or 2 tops, I would think. So there is Spidey. And we'll get some better looks. I love this pose. They did a good job here. And I keep wondering, hang on, let's go back here real quick. It looks like they're doing, like, see how they did Spidey's shoulders here? It looks like they're doing a better job with photographing these things. I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, I don't think people are going to look at this and be concerned about the shoulders. And I know a lot of people usually are, and it's just because of the way they get photographed. But whoever they had shooting this guy, it looks like they did a much better job. This guy's really excited. The GIF over here. Let's see. Yeah. Yep. I am much happier with the way this bad boy was photographed. And this is me just kind of stalling, waiting for the next block to come in. This is only mostly irritating. My concern really is that because it's being shown on both YouTube and Twitter, YouTube and Twitter, that maybe it's splitting the streams a little bit. But my thing is, I've got super fast internet, so I have no idea what's happening. So you guys, I'm sure, are talking about whether or not you want to get this, dude. Why don't we now not share that one? Let's go to a new one. And we will go to Venom 2099. Again, luna.park.store. Now, I have no interest in getting any 2099 figures, but I know a lot of people have said that the 2099 Spider-Man is really quite good. Look at that. They did well on his shoulders too, but is really pretty good. And if he's that good, he needs a villain. So if anybody has the 2099 Spider-Man, this might be a dude to go for, especially depending on what's going on with the tariff situation. I know that we've heard that the tariffs have been ruled unconstitutional based on the law that they were trying to get them passed using. So we always hear things like we're going to try a different law to try and get the tariffs passed and all that. But at least right now, with them being unconstitutional, I'm not sure what's going to happen as far as pricing is concerned. But if this means I can go back to shopping on AmiAmi, then I'm going to feel a lot better, saving quite a bit of money on Mafex figures if that's the case, if that's possible. Because I know a lot of it has been shipping having to charge more instead of actual goods. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if prices come down. We know, I shouldn't say that. We know prices won't come down from the manufacturers, but it's the shipping that I'm questioning right now. And then here we go again. This is, got to go back. Yeah, I love this head sculpt. This thing is freaky. And I might sit there while I see, okay, the chat did jump a little bit. Apologies, guys. I hope I'm able to be a little more timely with all this stuff, but I'm not sure right yet. Uncarded, that Toypixx Graveyard Ghost photo shoot was excellent. Thank you, Uncarded. I appreciate it, man. I hope everybody gets a chance to check it out. That is Under the Lights episode 2, which I posted last night on YouTube. So if you missed it, check it out. I had some fun shooting it anyway. Outback, most of these poses look decent, but what's going on in the top right with his back to the camera? I have no idea, but I was kind of wondering the same thing, man. I saw that and I'm going, what are we trying to show us here? I feel like that's got to be some kind of shoot from a comic book, some kind of image, but I have no idea what it could possibly be. Uncarded, Paul Bienvenidos. Did you score that Artisan Series Thor from Sideshow today? Oh, yeah. Who else getting the Sideshow? Because you're scaring me. I can't go down that rabbit hole. Harry, between Mafex, Mess Toys, and CT Toys, I have more Spider-Man than I ever need. Yeah, that happens too. Uncarded, did anyone else see that new Savage Crucible werewolf? It's the Zolocon exclusive. I did not. I'm assuming that that's going to be up on Instagram. Hang on just a sec. Let me see if I can find ye old Savage Crucible. Wait a second. Savage Crucible. Oh my. All right, why don't we just hop to that right now? We'll come back to the Mafex figures. That thing looks glorious. Show me. Open, you fiends, open. There we go. Wow, I totally missed this. Oh, it tries to get fancy too. Oh, man. That thing's going to be nice. I need the Piranoid. Once the Piranoid gets here, then I will make my judgments. Although all of you, or many of you, seem to say these things are pretty rad. So maybe I should not, maybe I shouldn't wait that long. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I like the bronze color armor going on here with the gray of the wolf. Like, one of the nice things about a gray character is the colors on him. Any of the colors that end up on a gray figure just end up shining so bright. Very nice. I like, the blues in there really stand out too. And you're looking at a gray figure when kind of a regular blue. Like, this isn't a super saturated blue. This isn't like a big, powerful royal blue or anything like that. It's just kind of a regular blue sitting here chilling. You're looking at a gray figure when a regular blue can really make it so you notice it. Because with the whole art thing, I try not to say pop, but I feel like pop is the best way to describe that. But no pop. Don't be saying pop. Ooh, Harry, Venom 2099 equals meh. Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel that way, but I didn't read any of the 2099 stuff. You know what? I shouldn't say that. I do have, I think, issue 1 of 2099 Spider-Man, and just kind of was like, I don't need this stuff. Spaded, seriously, who asked for Mafex to do Venom 2099? Where the heck is Hulk? Where's Annie of the Sinister Six? Man, the Sinister Six. Mafex, I still think they need to do Green Goblin and Doc Ock. If they could knock Green Goblin and Doc Ock out of the park, oh, I would be stoked. Although I have to say, the Mezco Doc Ock, like, they're weird. Sometimes they have kind of strange proportions, and they really work for that Doc Ock. Like, that might be the definitive Doc Ock. It might be kind of like how the Mafex Gambit, I tell people there's no point in anybody making a 6-inch, like a 112 scale Gambit again in like that comic 90s form. And yet they still try. It's actually adorable because he is the perfect Gambit. I think that Mezco Doc Ock might be the perfect Doc Ock. Sci-fi uncarded. I did and I wanted. I prefer the second head to the braided one, but I'll take both. Ah, the werewolf. Spaded. He looks like Power Rangers Buddy Patroller. He kind of does. I wonder if that was around the same time when that came out. Uncarded. Now that the tariffs have been ruled unconstitutional, where do we get a refund for all those tariff fees we've already paid? I have no idea. Apparently, BBTS at least released a statement, but I haven't seen it. I went to their website to try and find it there, but I guess it was a message that was sent to some people. I didn't get it, and I'm on their newsletter, so I don't know what that was. Star, yeah, I can't work, let's see, or I won't work/order from HLJ until all this ends. 3 model boxes at $9 each, shipped for $53. I don't think so. Wow. Outback, in general, I like Venom, but I'm not the biggest fan of this particular look. I mean, it's fine, but I really don't need it myself. Yeah, I think a lot of us are sitting there. 2099 might have been just kind of past where a lot of us were reading a lot of this stuff. Sci-fi aside from Spider-Man 2099 and Doom 2099, I really never liked the character designs. You know, I don't remember Doom 2099. I do think the Spider-Man 2099 design's cool, but it's still not something that I need, you know? Uncarded, so many werewolves and lycanthropes being made lately. It's a good thing, right? Like, that can't be bad when you have a lot of a good thing. Spaded one, stuff like this should make Legends ashamed of that Werewolf by Night offering. I think maybe Legends just is unable to be ashamed at this point. And I shouldn't say that to anybody that's collecting Legends. Game on, no ill will, no nothing against you at all. But when I think of Legends, I'm like, SH Figuart started using ball peg wastes in 2008. Standard, like they came out of the gate with ball peg wastes, which are a much better form of articulation. It is now 18 years later, and Legends is still using the waist cut. So, man, I mean, they've gotten everything else, so they're getting just about good, just about perfect. But that one little thing, that's got to go away. Uncarded Mythic Legions made their version in the Horror of Eisenmal wave. That's right. I saw that, and that was one that had the double knees, right? Or double knee joints, articulation-wise. Yeah, I need to go back and look at a bunch of that stuff. It would make me quite happy. I'm fairly confident. But yeah, there we go with our boy the werewolf. I love this look. Like, okay, we've got werewolf trying to be handsome and all that. That's fine. But this look is where it's at. Does his mouth open? Hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an articulated jaw, it looks like. It's closed here. And it's open there. That's pretty sweet. Ooh, yeah, I am liking this quite a bit. All right. So we looked at the wolf. Let's get rid of the wolf. My apologies. What else can we get rid of? We can get rid of Spidey. We can get rid of Venom. I'm just going through and getting rid of things now. Here is, of all the things that were shown, this is what I'm most likely to pick up. This is Moff Gideon from The Mandalorian, and I'm not saying I'm going to pick it up, but I am saying, look at all the stuff he comes with. Now, I'm sure there's a pretty price tag that's being attached for all this stuff, no doubt whatsoever. But, I mean, that's 8 just regular accessories, plus it looks like this helmet is also another accessory. Let me look at that and make sure it's not just another head. it looks like he's holding the helmet. So I wonder if, no, it's got to be, because these are basically at the same level. It's got to be that the helmet is a different head plus another helmet accessory, maybe. I don't know. I can't confirm it. We're not looking at the bottom of the helmet. But I will say Mafex tends to do the thing where they actually come with the helmet as well as having a helmeted head. At least that's what they did with my Magneto. And I've got I don't know about the Magneto Age of Apocalypse. I've got the regular Magneto, and that's how he was. So if anybody has the AOA one, let us know if he came with a helmeted head as well as just a helmet on its own. But even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Mando Season 3, I did enjoy this look for Moff Gideon. And who knows, you could get several of them and say they're clones at this point, apparently. I wouldn't do that because chances are, depending on what Mafex's future plans are, this guy is going to be in the $130 ballpark if we order it from BBTS. And I don't want to do that. That said, I think he looks pretty rad. And Mando does need a villain to fight. And this might be like SHF was going to come out with a Gideon, and they never did. Mafex here, though, might have the one that we need. And that's not a bad Giancarlo Esposito face. I think wherever Mafex, like whenever Mafex doesn't get it quite right, it's usually around the eyes. Like it almost looks like this character has, for lack of a better word or a better term, I suppose, kinder eyes than Moff Gideon really does. Kind of softer, kind of more gentle. I don't quite see it as much in the eyes, but everything else, like this smirk here that he's got going on, I think is really good. That's just about perfect. And I know Mafex is getting better on their head sculpts, but man, I mean, this is at 1/12 scale. This is definitely as good as we're going to get. But yeah, I'm kind of digging ye old Moff Gideon here. And I on one hand, I want to just get original trilogy Mafex. On the other hand, I do like some of the designs when it comes to the Mando stuff. And you know they're really going to start pushing more Mando with the movie coming up. Whoa. All right, time to jump back in. Outback, damn, that wolf looks cool. I managed to avoid falling down the rabbit hole of all these cool animal figures so far, but they keep pulling me closer. Yeah, it's tough, man. Like, I keep looking at all the Savage Crucible stuff. I want some of it. I don't want it all, but that's only because I'm waiting till I get the one in hand so I can see what I think. My problem is when I get that one in hand, by the way, that was a Kickstarter figure, so that's why I'm waiting on it. When I get that one in hand, I'm a little worried. I'm just going to go back and get as much as I can. And then as far as Mythic Legions, I still don't have an animal figure, but I know it's only a matter of time. I mean, I've got a dragon coming after all, but yeah, it's tough, man, because everybody is releasing just incredible anthropomorphic figures. And I think both of us, we can only say no for so long. Eventually, they're going to get us. Uncarded, Spaded one, I totally agree with you. That Legends Werewolf needs to go to the bargain bin. Yeah. Spaded, I don't have Mezco Doc Ock, but I do have Green Goblin, and he's easily the best Green Goblin figure ever made. More cool villains from every company, please. Yeah. That's what I'd like to see. I think Doc Ock for sure, Mezco, but I really want to see what Mafex would do with a Green Goblin. I just see that suit and the glider working really well the way Mafex does stuff, but I don't know that they'll ever get there. They seem to only be interested in Spider-Man and symbiotes. So we shall see. Spaded one, uncarded. How you going to give a disappointing, let's see, werewolf? Wait, how you going to give a disappointing teen werewolf? I didn't even know that was possible with all these awesome options popping up recently. Brick, what's going on, sir? Hello. That Savage Crucible fig looks great, as does that Scareglow. Man, that Scareglow, we'll get to that here in a little bit. Mattel came to play. I am confident that, like, at first, everybody was talking, I don't think Mattel can do it. I don't think they can do a better job than McFarlane. You guys know I haven't been the biggest fan of what McFarlane does. In fact, I really don't like what McFarlane does as far as figures. But what I'm seeing right now from Motu, like when Pixel Dan showed off how well He-Man moves and how well Battle Cat moves, if that's any indication at all of what the DC line's going to be, I don't think there's any contest. Like, I think Mattel is going to blow McFarlane stuff out of the water. Star, has anyone heard from Jada lately? They're still solvent, right? Is anyone betting on this yet? If so, what's the pool up to? I don't think we're betting on it yet. They do have a trade show coming up, Star, that they are the chief sponsor in. So maybe what's going on is they didn't attend Toy Fair because they got to be all in on that. And believe me, I've sponsored things. You have to spend a lot of money to sponsor. So I'm guessing, and I just sponsored some events at a coffee shop. These guys are sponsoring an entire convention at an entire convention center. So yeah, they've got some scratch. I think they're going to be okay. Spaded, you get one shot at a licensed Steve Martin action figure. Which character are you going with? The Jerk. That was easy. Brandon, what's up? After I started collecting Mafex, it made me look at my legends differently. With a few exceptions, I don't think I can go back. Brandon, that's what happened with me when I got the Mafex Hush Batman. Like, that was my first Mafex figure, and I was already kind of on the fence about getting rid of legends because I looked at my shelves and I was going, I have like 5 or 6 molds and 100 figures. What's going on here? And then I got that Mafex Batman, and I'm like, yeah, I'm selling all these things. I only have 3 regular size legends in my collection now, and one of them is Stan Lee, and I don't see anybody doing a better job than what Legends did. And the other is a Cowboy Logan that's kind of a mascot, and a super articulated Black Widow that I'm constantly like, maybe I should get rid of that. Although I am using her short hair for my Scarlet. And then there's Galactus. But anyway, yeah, it's tough to go back when you get a bite to the Mafex apple. Brick, Star, good to see you. You're hilarious. Let Jada breathe, friend. There you go. There you go. Spaded, uncarded, spaded, exactly. Harry just saying, if you buy multiple G.I. Joe classified Steeler and short fuse 2-packs, the spare police heads are perfect to use for troop building. Oh, that's a good call. Who else? Has anybody tried getting those? Have you, Harry? Have you gotten a bunch of them? Like, I mean, multiples, not just one set. Brandon, I never finished Mando Season 3. You're a better man for it, Brandon. 1 and 2 were amazing. And I hate to say this because everybody picks on the Jack Black Lizzo episode. My problem isn't that it was the Jack Black Lizzo episode. My problem is more that whenever, and this is a me thing, this isn't anybody else, whenever I see Jack Black, all I can think of is Jack Black. Like, that's not a character in front of me. That's Jack Black in front of me. And somehow Jack Black didn't feel very Star Wars-y to me. But that's me. That's me. Like I said, that one's a me thing. Paul, thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Uncarded, this is shaping up to be a very full year for the big IPs. Lots of toys coming out from just about every popular franchise and toy manufacturer. This year could be the biggest yet for toy collectors. Uncarded, this could be huge, man. Like, I'm looking at it and going, wow, okay, with Mattel really going nuts with Chronicles, with them getting the DC license, then if they are using the same articulation scheme with DC that they are with Chronicles, then I'm seeing Legends is going to be forced to improve, which is good for all of us. And then just mass improvement on the domestic side. You've got SH Figuarts Star Wars now being allowed to be sold in collector shops stateside, which is unheard of. Now, I want to temper that real quick. So far, it's just Mando and Grogu from the movie. Now, if they start getting things like the SHF Cyclops and Spider-Man and Wolverine and more SHF Star Wars, then that's going to be super cool. I would be very stoked for that. But just those three things are massive. And not to mention, not to mention Mattel having the TMNT license, which, by the way, they have the global license. They don't have the master license. And one of the things that Brian Flynn from Super 7 said, I know, not many of us really get into Super 7 here, but what he said made sense. People were asking him all weekend, hey, what's this mean for you guys in TMNT? And he said, it depends on what Mattel decides to do. But because Mattel has the global license and not the master license, it sounds like Super 7 and NECA and other places are still licensed to make this stuff. It's just that they have to go in different directions than what Mattel's doing. So we're going to have great Mattel TMNT figures, I think, based on Chronicles. Great He-Man figures, actually, which I haven't really been into in years, and I'm tempted. And great DC figures. We're just seeing a total changing of the guard in the boys' toys, which is, it's insane. It's going to be a crazy 2027. This year is going to be big, but 2027 is going to be nuts, I think. Star BBTS has Mafex, Dark Knight Returns, Joker, and Superman back in stock. Almost pulled the trigger. Gotta wait and reserve funds for Jada Edge Runners, W2, and TF Overgear figs. Just gotta wait. Sigh. Man, we could just save a little each month. You know what we need, Star? Both of us, at least when it comes to the Overgear line, we just need to have an Overgear account where we put like $20 in it every Friday or whatever. 20, 25 bucks every Friday. This is our Transformers Overgear account in our banks, or we just save the cash up, but that seems wildly unreasonable since we'll be just using our cards anyway. But we're just putting 25 bucks in the bank every Friday, and that way I think we'll be able to keep up with whatever Overgear throws at us. Can't guarantee it, because based on what they charge for Diaclone, sometimes they have huge characters, and those things can go for like $1,000. So I can't guarantee. Maybe what we want to do instead is go to like 35, somewhere in the ballpark of 35 to 50 bucks a week. There you go. Then we're set for the Overgear figures that are already out in a month and a half if we go the 50 side. Yeah, I think this is going to work. I think this is what we do. Uncarded. I met Giancarlo Esposito at Dragon Con one year, back when he was on Breaking Bad. He was super cool. Awesome, man. It's always cool to hear that about these people. That like, yeah, I met this actor, and this actor was awesome. You don't always hear that. Brick, oh crap, I keep wanting to send you an AWOC. I'll work on that. Brick, don't worry, man. You're good. You're good. I appreciate it, though. It'll freak me out. I'll grab one of those and then I'll be host. What you will do is make me spend more money. That's almost villainy, you know. Outback, very shiny suit on Gideon. Feel like it might pick up a lot of fingerprint smudges. That's true. And one thing that I've seen a lot more people doing on YouTube is when they're doing reviews, they're wearing like rubber gloves or like latex gloves. So maybe that's what you have to do when you're posing your Gideon is throw a latex glove on your hand. Uncarded, those loose collector great wolves are my current favorites. They look amazing, man. I can't say anything bad about them. I still don't have anything from loose collector. So who's got, obviously the great wolves look amazing. Who's got some suggestions from loose collector? Anton, what's up, sir? Yes, that Scarecrow looks really cool. He's an underappreciated He-Man villain. Yeah, the Scareglow. Yeah, I remember I actually had the one from way back when they first came out with Motu, and he was a favorite. Something about that freaky dude and a purple cape just was crazy. Let's see, Spaded One, that Moff Gideon outfit screams Alexa enabled. Nice. Uncarded, I hope that Mattel is going to take the crown as the best mainstream toy manufacturer this year. Hasbro is really fouling down on the job. But here's what they're going to have to do, Uncarded. They're going to have to step it up now. And that's kind of what has me excited. Like 2027 is going to look crazy. Spaded, more like John Carlos Espinosa. Oh, no. He's maybe... Huh. John, Steve Martin, can we get Martin Short and Chevy Chase at the same time? Oh, okay. I'll change my vote based on the possibility of getting Chevy Chase and Martin Short. If that happens, we need 3 amigos, Steve Martin. If that doesn't happen, we need the jerk Steve Martin. Or I was just thinking of this. Do you guys remember the thing where he's talking about on SNL? It was an opening sketch where it's around the holiday season or something, and he starts it all sweet, like it was called A Holiday Wish, and I used to post it every year around Christmas on my Facebook account. It was like, if I could have one wish this holiday season, it would be for all the children of the world to hold hands in peace and harmony, that kind of thing. And then it gets progressively more and more wrong. Like, now, if I had 2 wishes for this holiday season, it would be, the crap about the kids, but then it would also be this. And it just got more and more wrong. It was hysterical. I'd have to put that in consideration. But right now, and this feels like a jerk sketch, I'm going with the jerk. But if we can get Chevy Chase and Martin Short, I'll go 3 amigos. But then A Holiday Wish is there too, in the back of my brain. One of the funniest sketches I've ever seen. Uncarded, that Mafex Hush Batman is a truly beautiful figure. Yeah, that one's kind of like the Gambit. Like, there's just no point in anybody else trying to do a Hush Batman, except, of course, now we've seen what LPZZ can do. And now I'm curious about that one when it comes out. Will it match up scale-wise? Star can't do better than McFarlane. Seriously? How can anyone not do better than McFarlane? Burger King can do better than McFarlane. Oh dear. I mean, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. Anton, don't do it if they're listening to you right now. What? Who's listening? Uh-oh. Rick, by the way, Jada will be at WonderCon the last weekend of March, just like last year. Awesome, Rick. Thanks for the info. Hopefully we'll get something there. That's when they revealed Strawberry? That's when they revealed, I almost did again, Frosty, and showed off some Street Fighter and Scooby. These companies do things on their own time. Yeah, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I mean, you do get to this point where you kind of wonder, okay, you got to keep the excitement building. And so when we haven't heard from you for so long, then you're going, oh no, what's going on? What's happening? Why isn't there any kind of announcement and all that? And with Scooby Wave 2 kind of mysteriously disappearing, people are having questions. So hopefully June is there and able to answer some of this stuff, because it feels suspiciously like Mezco from time to time. And I don't want Jada feeling like Mezco, where they just don't communicate anything with anybody. Uncarded, Mafex should make their own version of Galactose. Oh dear. And you give him milk and he just, never mind. That's not going to end well. Harry, Manapple did an unlicensed Stan Lee that will never be topped. I might have to look into that then. John, no Star. Tell us how you really feel. Sci-fi, I own both Werewolf by Night and Manwolf from Marvel Legends, and when it comes to their joints, all I can think of is the Gummy Bears song. Oh no, hopping here and there and everywhere. I shouldn't do that. See, Spaded One, when I hear the name Jack Black, I think of Tenacious D playing at the protest in, Biodome. I forgot about that. I want to save some friggin' trees. I just want to save the trees. I got to go back and watch Biodome again. Star John, sorry, Spence. I'm trying not to hold it in so much. Still working on facing my feelings. Oh no, that's horrible. Uncarded, I cherry-picked my favorite Super 7 figures from Motu, Conan, and Thundercats, but now that Mezco teased the new Lion-O, it's time to say sayonara to Flynn. I feel like Thundercats are big enough to be a pop culture type thing, so I kind of think I should probably get at least a Lion-O and probably a Mum-Ra. We'll have to see what happens. All right, I'll get back to the chat, but right now, hey guys, let's jump in and grab our boy, grab all these images. I typed in Chronicles Scareglow and it all popped up. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. You want to know why I think that Mattel came to play? Look at what this possibly means when it comes to DC. I mean, okay, now this guy is just, the skeleton stuff is just painted, but that's a lot of paint, honestly, if you think about it. You've got him basically having, it looks like probably the He-Man or the Skeletor body, where you've got all these are painted. It's basically a black base, I would say. Let's see what else we've got. Yeah. So you got a black base behind him. I think I'll be able to find, see, he does have, oh, he looks like he has that weird Storm Arena joint. Hang on, hang on. Let's jump in and see what this does. What does this show me? Here we go. Oh, no, that was just the sculpt. Okay. Whew. That was just how it looked in the package. But you can see in this image, we're looking at basically, I would think a black body, but we might be looking at the bone colored body. I don't know. That looks like there might be some sculpt here. This is hardcore stuff. This Scareglow looks really cool. Like, this thing almost looks like he wants to play with your Mythic Legions figures. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, except I think Mattel is going to fight for our money. And I think Hasbro better step it up, and I think they will. And I think this is a good time to be us. It's a great time to be collectors. Brandon, I'm hoping that Mattel can deliver collector-grade figures when it comes to DC. I know they've done stuff like that before with DC UC, but I've always seen those as on par with Legends and been burned out on retail figures. If these are good, maybe they'll get me back in. I never got into the DC UC figures. I saw them all the time, but they just never, I mean, it was all the same mold, and I'd look at them and go, no, I just didn't like the way they moved. And at the time, Legends was far superior to them, but I didn't know about SH Figuarts either. And now I'm just sitting here going, okay, Mattel decided to do more SH Figuarts, almost Mafex style. Let's go, Hasbro. Show us what you got. But yeah, I think they'll be able to do it, Brandon. I don't know what, I mean, just looking at these things, I'm kind of blown away. See, uncarded star, feel free to vent. This is a safe space. It is. We're all free. It's the tree. It's the tree of, happy trees. Anton, all the Doctor Who actors and all the other actors I've ever met at cons have always been nice. Nice. That's awesome, Anton. Now, but what's most awesome is cons is spelled like Wrath of Khan. So it took me a sec, but I do like that misspelling. That's kind of good. From now on, guys, conventions are conventions. T Brick, Dave, PM me or DM me your mailing address for an AWOC. First one's free. That's how we work with addicts, right? Well, at least we all know I'm an addict. Thank you, Brick. I will. I appreciate it, man. Star, I still want my TF Overgear Combaticons with General Onslaught, and I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm glad to sit here and hold my breath until Takara bends the knee to my will. Starting now. Thank goodness you can type while holding your breath, Star. Brandon, also regarding Figuart, Super Mario has been showing up at Walmart. Has it really? I need to go to Walmart. I kind of want that Mario. Star, uncarded, you're always mine, brother. John, loose collector is mid. Ooh, I got the Rocketeer and Montez Lee. Rocketeer was decent, but not great. Montez Lee was good, but some bad molding lines. Really? Okay, I've heard mixed things on loose collector, but I was hoping that everybody be like, oh man, they're awesome. I guess not. Spaded One, Holiday Wish is classic. Good man, Spaded One. I'm glad somebody knew what I was talking about. That one is one of my favorites all time. Uncarded John, agreed. I do like their monsters and oversized figures, though. The female figures stay in their box, or though the female figures stay in their boxes. Oh. Anton, I know the one you're talking about. The Battle of the Network Stars would be fought with guns. That one would be, that's more Anchorman style, yeah or no? Wait, no, you're right. Oh, I think you're right, Anton. It's been a while. I got to get back into that. Anton, Dean Martin's best movie is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So John Candy and Steve Martin. Okay. You know, that's true. That would be a fun two-pack. John Candy and Steve Martin from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I'd take it. John, uncarded. Haven't gotten a monster or female fig yet. I'd give them a shot, but I'm not very conscious of their price. Paul. Thank you, Paul. Spaded one. My pick for a Steve Martin figure is Harris K. Telemacher from LA Story. Underrated classic. Please watch LA Story. I might need to watch LA Story. I really like Steve Martin. I got his book Born Standing Up. Dude was hardcore about comedy, so it was kind of cool to read that. See, uncarded John, if you can catch them on sale or discount, they might be worth it, but I stopped giving them full price dollars after the last few female figures were a disappointment. Ugh. See, that Scareglow is a day one pre-order. It is glorious, uncarded. I don't know, man. This thing is nice. Brick, man, that Gummy Bears theme song was excellent. Sung by the singer of Toto, really? Joseph Williams, a.k.a. John Williams' kid, 80s goodness. You know what's funny there? I don't call my Alexa. I have an Echo in the office. I don't call it Alexa or Echo. I call it Ziggy because nobody else will think about Ziggy. So I sit here and told Ziggy today to play some John Williams music. It was nice. It was cool. It's always nice when suddenly you get to hear Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Superman like back to back to back. It's kind of amazing. John, I hope Mattel steps it up. Though to start, I only want Battle Cat. Alf needs him out. Dude, with Alf getting Battle Cat, Alf needs dinner. He needs dinner, man. And that thing, all he needs to do is take Battle Cat and put him in the freezer. He's got meat for years. Star, you think that the late 80s was the end of the road for fig franchises? After TMNT, Motu, Thundercats, Transformers, G.I. Joe, etc., I can't think of any series following those that have blown up to that level. Power Rangers was pretty big, and Pokemon was pretty huge too. I can think of those two. Does anybody have any other examples besides those? Let's see. I bless the rain down in Africa. Great. Thanks a lot, uncarded. Whew. John, oh, Dave, is your address taking mail now? Guess what I found in the garage while looking for other stuff? Oh, really? Yes, my address will be taking mail, I suppose. Thank you, John. I'll make sure you guys have it. I need to start just putting it in the videos because it's not like I'm hiding. This is an office after all. Uncarded. I can't imagine what vintage IPs they can make toys from now. After Muppet, Sesame Street, etc. Where can they go? I don't know. Vintage, I think they're about set unless they go way back, go like 60s and really give like Batman 66 and Star Trek, give those figures big time upgrades, like give them today's articulation with today's, like as far as sculpts and face print and all that. Maybe they could do that. I don't know. I'm not sure. Who's got ideas for anything from way back before like the 80s and 70s? Brandon, a decent 90s Nightfall Batman and long-haired Superman are my main wants from Mattel's new collector line. Ooh, I wonder what they're going to do. I mean, from their kids line, it looks like they'll do some Silver Age designs. So, I mean, I would think... obviously those aren't Silver Age. Those are more Modern Age. Or is it, you would call those Bronze Age, correct? Or is that more Modern Age? I can't even remember the ages now. Because those were 90s. Those might be Modern Age. Of course, what came after Modern Age? Because Because, okay, gold and silver. So gold was basically DC's jumping on Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Captain America, all them. Silver started pretty much with all the Marvel stuff. And then modern, I think, was more 80s, was it? Or I'm sorry, bronze was more 70s, 80s. Then modern started with the 90s. Yeah, I don't know. Help me out, guys. It's been a while since I've been in this. But I would have to think a Nightfall Batman would be, just because of the design, if they really go deep on DC, I think a Nightfall Batman would be likely. I don't know, just because it's a cool design. I don't know so much on the long-haired Superman, but maybe, because that would be an easy repaint. You sell a regular Superman, and then you sell another one with long hair. That's a possibility. Anton, everybody listens to my podcast. Anton knows. Now, just so everybody knows, I told Anton to make sure and let us know every stream what his podcast was called so that people could check it out. So thank you very much, Anton, for letting us all know again. Will do. Spaded One, I have, let's see, I have Born Standing Up too. Good man, Spaded One, good man. It took me a minute. I was going, wait, I have Born, and then I realized things were capitalized. Yeah, man, it's a great book. Steve Martin was so hardcore, guys, that he did, I guess comedians, I mean, and it makes sense for nerves and everything. They might have a shot or two or drink something before going on stage. Steve Martin was so hardcore about timing that he did that one time and he got up and the timing was off on his jokes. He never did it again. Like he never drank again before going up on stage because timing was so important to him. I thought just that was hardcore. John, Anton, I've listened to a few. I think you need an audio punch-up, but enjoyable content. Ah, very nice, John. Thank you, John. Anton, the other Steve Martin movie, let's see, could I recommend, is probably Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. Very funny. I haven't seen that either. I mean, I know you're all stunned. John, Alpha name Battle Cat, ER, emergency rations. I would say MC. He'd be MC Battle Cat for main course. Mr. Madsen, what's up, sir? Found Royal Guards this weekend. Nice, got gold. Hilder. I don't know why. I always like saying Hilder. Tonight, that SoloCon Savage Crucible exclusive looks amazing. Akuma, Lifeline, Night Viper, and Mole Rats came last week. So I want to know, Mr. Madsen, what do you think of Akuma? Obviously, everybody seems to love Gold Hilder. Those Royal Guards look insanely cool. But yeah, you know, because I've got Akuma showed up, and I haven't had a chance to record or do anything with him yet. Frick, loose collector wolves are great. Sasquatch, Yeti, Skookum look even better. Agreed that their human stuff seems just okay, especially for the price, but they keep improving, and that's all we can ask. I love that smaller companies are being able, because they're smaller, they're able to improve quicker. So I like that a lot, and I love hearing that they're trying to do their best to make things better than they were. Star, don't know much about Steve Martin, but you offer figs of John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd as the Blues Brothers, and I'm all over it. Star, same here. I would go crazy for those. Anton, I saw a John Williams concert from Germany, and it was awesome. They did all the music from Harry Potter. They did all the music from Star Wars, including the Empire theme. Anton, I forgot that he did Harry Potter. Guys, John Williams is basically the man. Like, if you're in a position to sit back, and I don't mean, like, what I'm talking is if you're ever just sitting on your own and nobody's there to disturb you at all, or maybe you can get people behind you in this, just kick back and listen to some John Williams music. It just puts you in a good mood. Like, in Michigan, when spring springs, like when things really start warming up, I hear the Superman theme song in my head, whether or not it's playing. Sun's out, things are warm again. It just feels different, and it's cool. And that's the song that pops in here because you feel so good listening to it. Outback, Star, oh, hell yeah. I'd be all in on a set of Blues Brothers. Yep, same here. Spaded One, I feel like the old pulp comic heroes are due for a retry. Green Hornet, Phantom, Buck Rogers, etc. That's a good call too. You could take a lot of the figures that like NECA has done, because NECA doesn't like a lot of those older pulp types things, because NECA doesn't exactly do much with articulation. You get those licenses to people that mess with a lot more articulation. That would be fun. Like imagine, I know who was it that Mafex did, not Mafex, Mezco did recently. That's the guy, blonde hair. Oh my goodness, why can't I come up with his name? Blonde hair, he has a white shirt. He's a scientist, but an adventurer as well. Help me out. Basically, pulp comic style with that guy from way back when. Get people in that same Mezco style going with those pulp figures. And that would be cool, those pulp characters. Although, I don't know how Dick Tracy did. But still, the Phantom and things like that, totally different genre than Dick Tracy. Kairos, what's going on, sir? Good to see you tonight. Whoop, must hit buttons. Star, someone doing quality articulated figures of the classic Ray Harryhausen stop motion monsters. Ooh, that's a good call. Would absolutely have my money. Nice. John, Bronze Age of comics is generally thought to start around Iron Man, Demon in a Bottle, and Green Lantern's DUI, when heroes started having bigger flaws. Okay. And that was Demon in a Bottle. Was all that? I'm thinking that the Green Lantern was speedy and all that stuff. That was 70s, wasn't it? Brick, I went to school in Santa Barbara, and Martin lived in Montecito, notorious for just hanging around downtown. Super nice. Fave was seeing him in Oktoberfest outfit flying down the street on his bike. That's awesome. I'm telling you, man, Steve Martin, there's just something cool about the guy, and obviously you got to experience it. Break, Four Horsemen's gearing up for the launch of their RPG Kickstarter, D&D SE based game with unique battle mechanics that can incorporate full-sized figs. Really cool game-specific figs incoming. I've been seeing some of that stuff. I need to look more into it. I want to go, hold on, let's jump around a little bit more. I want to see what else we've got. There's a decent look at his body. Obviously, Scareglow, you can pop off his head. He's got, I will say, okay, now this looks like it's probably the fault of the camera. Like maybe there's a lot of light on this and it looks like maybe flash was used. I'm hoping that the purple is a little more vibrant. Like there's nothing like a nice, bright, saturated purple on a dull body like this. That would look really cool. Although the big, bright, saturated might be kind of being done with the green around the collar too, like the green glowing flames. Break, their launch preview stream is starting in a few minutes. Oh dear, what the nerve? I'm kidding. Might need to check that afterwards. Mr. Matson, Akuma has super stiff joints, but he's pretty awesome to me. I mean, that seems like those would go down, those would wear down over time. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I can't wait to pop them open. John Brick, as a lifelong RPGer, I'll likely get a copy of their game. Interested to see what they do. It's an odd idea trying to compete with D&D and Pathfinder out of nowhere. You got to wonder, though. I mean, they built up a big-time grassroots following, so I'm thinking they have a chance with this. And face it, even if people don't get into the RPG side of things, they're just going to get the figures and probably the game anyway. Mr. Matson, the John Williams doc on Disney is awesome. Yeah, I saw that. I thought it was fantastic. Spaded One, Steve Martin holds a special place in my heart. My parents brought home a double feature of Parenthood and LA Story, and those films are burned into my head. Nice, Spaded One. I've seen Parenthood, but I don't remember much. So I might have to go back and watch that. I might just need to have a Steve Martin day. Like, I could do that, and I could have a great time doing that. Uncarded, I Go Crazy, and 65 Love Affair are great hits from the legendary Paul Davis. I Go Crazy. Oh man, I need to know more. Brick, love that Spaded, love Keanu in that. The candle scene was brilliant. Dang it. Must watch stuff. Doc Savage, thank you, John. That's who it was. But yeah, more characters like that. Come on, Mesco, that's what we need. And they seem to be improving their articulation too. John, I mean, I hope Dave gets it by the time he sees that message. I did not. I did not. Mr. Madsen, Mezco did Solomon Kane and Doc Savage, G.I. Robot, etc. Oh, that's right. The Joe. Oh, what was his name? Oh, gosh. I'm picturing him. It was something Joe. But you're right. They did Solomon Kane. I forgot about that. Spaded Brick, one of my favorite movies ever. So many recognizable faces, infinitely quotable, relatable drama, great role model characters. Love that film. I'm guessing LA Story, yeah? Brick, I don't think they're trying to truly compete with D&D, John. Honestly, I think it's more of them trying to expand brand awareness and or maybe amongst RPGers. Curious to see how it plays out. Let's see, Brick, yes, Spaded. I saw Parenthood in theaters and felt grown up. Anton, if they did all the Flash Gordon figures from the animated series, the formation that would be awesome, especially the, let's see, from the Lion Man? I know not of the Lion Man. But now I'm sitting here going, wait a second. Let's see, Flash Gordon. What about Mezco? So I've been saying this for Jada, but I mean, it'll be nice to hear what Jada has to say at the end of March. But if Jada doesn't end up doing Hanna-Barbera type stuff, or Funimation, or Filmation, or any of that, or if they don't keep diving into their pulp heroes, good stuff like that, what's everybody think about them doing some Hanna-Barbera type stuff? I don't know why I thought about that. I don't know that Flash Gordon was Hanna-Barbera or anything, but I'm curious if we have any thoughts about that. John Brick, they may not intentionally be trying to compete, but the fantasy RPG side is pretty well covered by D&D and Pathfinder. Most of the rest of the games in that genre have to. You know what? It would be nice if they weren't intentionally trying to do it and somehow it just happened. Like that would be one of those great happy accidents that doesn't come along very often. Brandon, Parenthood is a beautiful family film. Man, I remember seeing it. I don't remember it that well, though. Gonna have to go back. Spaded one. I'd love to see Mezco do all the NECA pulp stuff over again. Those figs would hit way different in soft goods with a huge accessory spread. Green Hornet would need a Kato 2-pack, though. Oh, Green Hornet and Kato. And now that Mezco is doing vehicles, oh, that would be a fun set. Get the Bruce Lee license. Oh man, yeah, that's the one you want, by the way. I saw the Seth Rogen movie, didn't hate it, but it's Bruce Lee. You want to get the old school stuff with that. Kairos, I'm waiting for X-Men Rachel Summers and Nimrod Toypixx. Nice. The Rachel Summers, I think they did something really right with her. I still wish they do stuff differently with the female waists. I'm not sure. She's one that they don't even have a waist on her, correct? Like that she doesn't have the upside down ab crunch. But the wing, like the flame wings they gave her, look really good. This is what I'm talking about with Legends, where they're doing so much right. If they would just add the ball peg waist, I'd be stoked. Because they did a lot right with that Phoenix. I mean, that thing looks amazing. And Nimrod, with the added paint that they didn't do the first time around, he looks really good too. Mr. Madsen, LA Story is awesome. Ugh, how have I not seen this stuff? Star, since the role of Peter Venkman in Ghostbusters was written for John Belushi, I'd like to see a tribute Ghostbusters fig of John as Peter V. I'd buy that team. I wonder, you know what I think they should do, Star? They should just make, because, I mean, at this point, Bill Murray is clearly Peter Venkman, right? But wouldn't it be cool to just do a John Belushi in a Ghostbusters outfit, and instead of just some made-up name on his, it says Belushi? Like, wouldn't that be sweet? I would have so much more fun with that if they could do it. Oh, now I need that. I might need that more than anything else we've talked about, Star. Darn you, sir. Now, if nobody does that, I'm just going to be disappointed for the rest of my life. John, Junkyard Joe. There we go. Thank you, John. Man, it's a good thing you're here. John, he's pretty good. This is what I hear. I think you talked about him being pretty awesome, too. Anton, or Star, Anton, animated Flash Gordon. Fantastic call, Anton. Kyrus, I'm hoping the Mezco animated Robin will rock Toypixx. I think he will. I think it looks like Mezco does a pretty good job with their animated stuff. Somehow their photos, I mean, I'm looking back at Death Adder here, and somehow the Mezco photos make these things look bigger than they are, but in a weird way. Like, it's almost like they look bulkier than they are. It's a strange way to put it. I don't know what to say there. It's like they're adding 10 pounds to the action figures. But yeah, it's once I got this in hand, it totally changed my perspective on the looks of Mezco figures. Spaded one, dude, a Mezco Johnny Quest would go hard. Oh, see, that wouldn't be bad. John, Green Hornet and Kato are must-buys for me. Don't care who does it. Anton, Flash Gordon, the animated series from Filmation. All right, sweet. That'll work. John, and I hated the Green Hornet movie. It had some small potential, but it was terrible. Oh, dear. Spaded one, or like a line of Venture Brothers. That'd be fun, too. Stars, Mezco 112 next in line to do Street Fighter 6 maybe? I think they're just going to keep building on their Turtles line. They're just going to keep going nuts there. Although it does seem like Capcom's like, hey, who wants a Street Fighter license? You get a Street Fighter license. Okay, no more of the whole Oprah thing. But yeah, man, I think maybe. John, if you like the Green Hornet, check out the Kevin Smith comic series. It was pretty good. I did not see, I thought it was okay. But Kevin Smith, I don't think he's a bad writer in comics. I might have to check some of that stuff out. John, I got to go put Mom to bed. I'll be back, but not sure if you'll still be on. Thanks for the stream. You bet, John. If you come on back and we're here, we'll see you when you get back. Say goodnight to Mom for us. All right. So there's Scareglow. Oh, look at that, folks. How did I not? This is, of course, the image shoot. Hang on. That's the image I used, right? Dang, I'm going too fast for the cover, and that's not the one I went to right away. But look at this. Look at how cool he would be if that purple were just crazy saturated. Now, I'm not saying he's not cool. This looks amazing. I'm saying, oh, man, sorry about that. I'm saying think about how much cooler he'd be with a saturated purple on there, like the old school toy. Now, they're probably doing this to match the movie more so, but I could see them taking this, repainting it for just the regular whatever line they try and do after the movie. I mean, I think they're going to keep with Chronicles, but whatever style figures they do, I could see them just repainting this, making this a more saturated purple. But seriously, I look at this and I'm just going, Mattel is ready. Like, I cannot wait. I am so excited about what they're going to do with DC after seeing their Chronicles line, that if their Chronicles line weren't movie-based, I might pick them up. Like, I cannot wait to see not only their DC stuff, not only their Turtles stuff, but I can't wait to see what happens after the movie line, because I may genuinely decide I need some Motu in my life, and that would be just weird for me. Star, doesn't Fei Long play Kato in the Green Hornet? Fei Long that is in the current movie or a past movie? I don't know. I don't remember who Kato was in the Green Hornet, Star. Anton, he was originally supposed to be in Ghostbusters. Slimer was named after him. It was originally called Onion Head. Nice. I did not know that, Anton. Outback Star mentioned earlier about toys based on 80s IPs and not much since then. I've been trying to think of anything more recent, and a random idea just popped into my head. The Kick-Ass movies. Yeah. I wonder how big that is. Like, are people going to be watching those in years to come? I mean, people really liked him, and I think people still like him. I think there's a decent market out there for him. Outback. So, Figs of Kick-Ass, Hit Girl, Red Mist, etc. Probably not a huge market for it, but I think they could be fun. I don't think you're wrong. I think those could be very fun. Kyrus Toypixx, if Jazz Inc. makes an animated Batmobile 1/12, would you get it? I don't know. Jazz Inc. is on the extreme pricey side. But if they may, it would have to be perfect, Kyrus. I mean, I want definitive. It would have to be, no, it would need to fit two figures. That would be probably number one. And then it would have to be based on either a comic Batmobile, Batman 89, or Batman versus Superman. One of those three deals, like comic, a Batmobile I would love to see somebody come around and really give an upgrade to is the Superpowers Batmobile. I think today somebody could go in and make one of those, just add some bells and whistles, add some detailing. I think that would be awesome. I always liked that Superpowers Batmobile. So I'll tell you what, here's where I'm at. If they made a perfect Batmobile, and I'm talking perfect, of the 89, the Superpowers, the Batman versus Superman, or pretty much any comic Batmobile, I would probably get it. Because I need a Batmobile. My Batman's, but remember, I'm the guy that waited. I didn't have a Batman in my collection for, I bet, 20 years because none of them were good enough until the Hush Batman. And so I would wait. I've been waiting a long time for a Batmobile. So yeah, I think there's a likelihood that if Jazz Inc. made one of those, I'd pick it up. All right, guys. So what do we have here? It is 816. Man, I love that head sculpt too. This is a closer look. Look at that. That is molded in. It's not using the He-Man body or the Skeletor body. Like, this is a totally new mold they're using here. All right, they're taking this He-Man Chronicles line seriously. Oh, that is sweet, guys. Yeah, I can see them. I mean, you're not going to use this body once. They're going to repaint this thing for something. You might get an actual, I don't know if this is going to be a glow-in-the-dark figure. It doesn't look like that kind of paint, but maybe in the future they'll release a glow-in-the-dark one. And maybe after that, they'll do like a modern update to the Filmation characters and just make them, I mean, truly, if they made them look like this with just a saturated purple, I'd probably go nuts. I'd love it. In fact, I'm looking at this now going, maybe even though he's Chronicles, maybe I should get him anyway, even though he's a movie figure. Because I am loving this. This is fantastic. I mean, this is them. This is the Motu guys taking their line, their brand that Mattel owns very seriously, which is great to see. It's the same as what Hasbro does with G.I. Joe. They take that line very seriously. And right now, I'm seeing these as being probably with fewer accessories for sure, because they seem to come right now with two hands, like an extra set of hands and a weapon as far as accessories are concerned. But I think from a construction standpoint, and I think the fact that they have those extra set of hands, I think the closest line Hasbro's got to competing with Chronicles right now is the classified line. Now, if all of Mattel's lines start coming with extra hands, maybe that'll be good when it comes to G.I. Joe too. Maybe Joe will start getting extra hands for that, or because of that. Anton, if you want to talk Kevin Smith, let's see what he does. A great Spider-Man story with a black cat and does a great Daredevil story. I have the Daredevil story. That's why I decided he does pretty good work. Let's see. Akuma? Matata? Akuma. Matata. Akuma. Matata. I shouldn't do that. Sci-fi. Thanks a lot for putting that in my head. What a wonderful phrase. Yeah, gotta break Akuma open. I gotta do the unboxing for Patreon and all that stuff. Maybe a review for Patreon. I don't know. I'm thinking for the channel itself, we're gonna always continue the live streams, but then I'm going to focus big time on the photo stuff. And then if I have the news kind of stuff to talk about, if you've noticed, I've been doing more shorts on the YouTube channel. So when it comes to, like today, I talked about the Mafex figures, but it was just in short form because you got to really do a lot for those news videos. And I don't have that much time to do one of those every day or every other day or whatever, but I can knock out a short talking about them. So I think that's where that's going to come in. I might talk about apps in shorts. I talked about that photo room app in a short, but I'll definitely talk about anything like that also in Under the Lights and that kind of stuff. And then when I'm talking just basic general things that I do for action figure photography, there's going to be, I think, 2 or 3 different kinds of videos plus shorts on the Toypixx channel. I'm really trying to figure out how to streamline it a little more, how to really make it a little more focused. And I want it to be about photography. The live streams, we can keep going, talking figures and all that, but the videos are going to be very photo-based. Star, I hope the writers took the screenplay for this film as serious as these figs have been. I do too. I do too. I'm actually, for the first time in decades, I know I keep throwing around that word, but genuinely, for the first time in decades, I'm excited about this movie. I will see this movie. And I never thought, when I first started hearing about a Motu movie, I was kind of like, oh, yeah, whatever, who cares? And the more I'm hearing, the more I'm seeing, and the more of these figures that I see, like these figures are selling me on the movie more than the trailers are. So I'm seeing this and going, oh, this is cool stuff. All right, so we've chatted Scareglow. We've chatted what we think this might mean for DC. What about the Turtles, guys? I mean, what kind of Turtles do you think Mattel is going to go after? Well, I mean, if they're the ones that have carte blanche to do whatever they want, what would you do if you were Mattel? Would you update the Turtles and make them a little more modern? Would you, obviously, they'll try and do things that tie into media that comes out. But if it's your own line and you're Mattel, what do you want to do? I'll be honest, right now for me, I mean, you guys have heard me talk about this. I'm kind of bored with the all 80s all the time, right? It would be nice if people started really updating these properties. I would love to see Mattel's modern take on what the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles could look like today. Same with, I don't know. I mean, same with a modern update of Chronicles, of the Masters of the Universe figures after the movie's over. Now, when it comes to DC figures, there's something about comic figures. I want them to be as close as they can be to the source material. I think that's why I love Mafex figures so much. So I'm good if they stick really close to source material when it comes to those. But I would like to see more modern, updated looks for the Turtles and for the DC figures. That could just be me. I know a lot of people, based just on G.I. Joe, want to see a lot of figures more 1980s, like all 80s all the time for their Joes. And I realize that me saying what I'm saying about I'd like to see more updated stuff, I realize I'm in the minority with all that. But I'm just curious, what are you guys thinking? And let's hop out of here. Why don't we jump to... Oh, yeah, I did want to bring up these real quick. We've got Arkin the Cruel. This is a figure that Joe Manganiello, something like that. Can't remember exactly how to pronounce his last name, but he helped the Four Horsemen come up with these sculpts. Like, I think these were kind of, I don't know if they were his designs, but they are his characters. And people were, you would hear things like, oh, great, another movie person trying to force whatever they want into toy lines. But it sounds like Joe, this guy is like I said Joe, and then I realized I was going to have to say his last name again. It sounds like he's legit. He is a toy fan. So it makes you feel a little different about this stuff. And the pre-orders on Store Horsemen are over with. So if you didn't get these, now you're paying the upcharge on BBTS and other places. But what do you think of these? I think they're really cool. And I'm saying these, and we haven't gotten to the second figure. But this is just a sweet dragon figure, I think. And I love what 1/6 shooter did as far as the shots are concerned. Like that is lit so nicely. Anywho, what do we got? Oh, and I'll go to, hang on. We also have Oksana the Inquisitor, who has a strange Evelyn vibe. Oh, much less of an Evelyn vibe once that comes off. Yeah, she looks pretty cool too. And I'm trying to tell, sometimes with their female figures, it does look like you're going to get more than 90-degree bend at the elbows, which I think is important. If you can't have double joints, I do at least want greater than 90-degree bend. But yeah, I can't, even though I say it looks like she could, I still can't tell. And nobody ever really poses their stuff so that you can get that, so that you can see it, you know? That's a sweet effect. I didn't notice that earlier. Kind of just this magic effect to go over her head. It almost looks like she should bring her shoulders together and almost put her hands in sort of a, put her hands together to form that ball above her. Wonder if she can. I always like the face sculpts on the Mythic Legions figures. I think they look great. Ah, she doesn't have the flat hands to do that with, but these power effects are awesome. Egad. Let's see, Brandon, all of the Motu stuff looks tempting. I just don't know much about the franchise outside of the 87 film. Oh, Brandon, I remember watching quite a bit of the Filmation cartoon way back when. The 87 film, if that is your gateway, I'm trying to think of what to say here. I think the 87 film is kind of its own thing where everything else seems kind of connected in a way to the cartoon from way back. But that was such a departure from what He-Man was that I don't know that there's, I think you should maybe, if you want to check out He-Man, now remember, this could be a rabbit hole, so maybe you don't want to, and I totally get that. But I think I would look for some of the old school Filmation cartoons, which are silly. They're silly. Or look more for the 2000X cartoons, which are pretty good, actually. And then I've heard that the kids cartoon, the one that was 3D animated, I've actually heard that that was pretty good. So, yeah, if you want to learn about the franchise, jump in on one of those three series. The one, the 2000X, the original Filmation, or the kids 3D one that was on Netflix in the last few years. But yeah, I think it's all connected to each other a lot more with all those shows, and the movie feels like it was just a standalone that wasn't so connected with any of the previous or more recent stuff. Anton, remember everybody, stay warm, buy more toys, buy more comics, and always have fun. Anton, you too, man, especially the stay warm part. Hopefully we're all coming out of this cold spell soon. Kyrus, hey, Toypixx, will Hot Toys make figs for the He-Man movie? I don't know. If they did, they'd have to make much larger bodies, wouldn't they? I mean, they'd have to be beastly, muscle-bound whatevers. Huh. Although the He-Man characters maybe aren't so much. Maybe, you know, I don't pay much attention to Hot Toys, Kyrus, so I don't know. I can't even look at their past stuff and say, well, based on this, I would say that this is a good guess, because I just don't pay much attention to them. Anybody else have a guess on that one? Let's see, what do we got? Ooh, 828. Whew, we're close. Brandon, so much of the TMNT has been done by so many companies. I wouldn't know what I would want from Mattel. I understand that for sure. Star, if I were Mattel, I'd think I got it. Live action cyberpunk edge runners, cyberpunk turtles. What would you do with that, Star? Would you get some cyberpunk turtles? Brandon, have a good night, Anton. Yep, thank you, sir. Appreciate you letting the man know. All right, X-Men Magneto fan. Nice to see you, man. We need Mattel to give us the WWE Elite and Ultimate Edition quality for DC Universe Adult Collector line. My only problem with those is no ball peg waist, but they're doing that with the Motu Chronicles. So here's what I'm hoping for the WWE figures as well. And full disclosure, I don't know much about them at all, but I think people would be really excited if Mattel took what they're doing with Chronicles and added a ball peg waist to their Motu to their WWE figures. I think that would be a game changer. I think suddenly all the power would go to Mattel. Mattel would indeed have the power. Let's see, like how Hasbro used Marvel Legends technology to do G.I. Joe Classified. Mattel, WWE should do the same with DC. Yeah, I mean, I really think Mattel is going to give Hasbro a run for their money no matter what happens here. That's 2027 is going to be a fun year in those toy aisles. Sci-Fi, LA Story, Roxanne. Oh, I did see Roxanne. Forgot about that one, though. The Man with Two Brains. Ooh, didn't see that. The Jerk. Heck yeah. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Little Shop of Horrors. All excellent films with Steve Martin. Did Little Shop of Horrors have Steve Martin? How did I not? Oh, man. I am bad people. At this point, it's not even bad nerd. I'm just straight up bad people. Outback, Dragon Fig looks cool, but I can't unsee the Superman logo shape on his chest plate. Oh, thanks a lot. Now I'm going to look at it and think the same thing. In fact, I'm picturing it right now. Ugh. X-Men Magneto. I'm getting the new Vitus version 3. Hope they update Pixis too. Oh, let's see. I don't know. I'm kind of new to the Legion stuff, so I'll have to look those guys up. I did get Otho and Urzok. I have them on order, so I can't wait for them to show. But I love what they look like, and I'll probably look up Vitus too. Like I am paying some attention. I just need to pay more. See, John back. All right, John, you made it. Star, I think my gateway to Motu was the mini comic that came with the first figs. When the cartoon came out, it was so different from the fantasy feel of the mini comic that it really turned me off. I could get that too, Star. I remember reading those comics, but for whatever reason, the cartoon is what ended up burned in my brain. Motu, I got you. Star, Cyberpunk Turtles. What would I do? I would buy them all repeatedly. That's what I would do. I thought there might be a chance of that. Kyrus, Toypixx, they haven't released any real pictures for the Hush Batman in art. Was it in art or LPZZ that were showing them? One of them showed real pictures, but I can't remember which one it was. And I don't know if both of them have or not, Kyrus. Brandon, Mattel, I have the power. Holds up power sword. They would have the power. I can't wait. Like, truly, it's going to be fun. All right, guys, it is 8:32. LPZZ. Okay, Kyrus, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't 100%. And for whatever reason, I'm always getting those two confused. I got to work on that. But it is 8:32, and I believe that means it's time to close this one out. So you know how it goes. You all could have done anything tonight, and instead you chose to hang out here with all of us, and I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate all of you for it. Good Lord, yay words. That's what I've got. Oh, that would be fun too, Star. See, Sorceress. What's going on, Lil Lucas? Good to see everybody here tonight. Now, 8:30 is about when I close these down, just so you guys know for next time. Good stream as always, Dave. Have a great night, everyone. You too, Brandon. Thank you, man. Star, fantastic show, Dave. Great seeing you all again, gang. Take care. And just like that, everybody take care. Have a great night. We'll catch you again Thursday. So until next time, have fun. Happy snapping. See ya. I'm hitting end stream once. Twice. Here we go.